Welcome back, guys, to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be teaching you how to achieve this underbust corset, but in my own case, I will be achieving mine with a skirt just like this, and I'm going to be adding my tie to it. So please, if you are yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel, please do hit on the like and subscribe button so you can get notified whenever I drop videos like this. So I've gone ahead to cut out my materials like that. I already went ahead to draft out my basic body measurement. The full tutorial is on my channel, so please do watch it. But just in case, I drafted shoulder to chest measurement, my shoulder to bust, my shoulder to underbust, and my shoulder to half up, which is my waist. So I also got my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 3.5. I marked it there. Then I came out by half of an inch from both sides to get the dart. So I measured the point between my bust point and underbust, which gave me 2.5 inches. So just the way I'm doing, I'm going to mark it at the other end there, 2.5 inches, and at the other end too. And I'm going to use my curved rule to make a slight curve. So from there, I'm going to take my underbust measurements, bring out the dart, which is half of an inch, and then I'm going to bring out 1 inch allowance. This is actually optional. You can use half inch allowance or 1 inch allowance if you want. The allowance is not really necessary. The same thing, I'm going to do it on the bust measurement just like that, and at the waist measurement too. I'll take my waist measurement, bring out the dart allowance, and then my 1 inch allowance, which I'm doing, and I'm going to connect the point just like that. So the first thing I'll be doing is to use this pattern paper to cut out the back piece. So I'm going to cut out the dart just like that. Just follow exactly what I'm doing. So because I'm going to be using eyelets at the back, I'm just going to use one piece to cut the back. So please follow what I'm doing carefully. Place the material on a fold and cut it. Please bring out half inch allowance at the top and the bottom part. This is for folding the lining, but do not add extra inches allowance to the sides. Just follow what I'm doing and you will understand. Also, place a notch at the front side so I can know the difference between the up and the down side. This is going to be very important in differentiating while sewing. So now to cut the front piece, I'm going to bring both sides together and I'm going to use a tape to join it together just like that. So after doing that, I'm going to cut out the curve. Just follow what I'm doing and then you will understand it. Then I'll place my material on a fold and I'm going to cut it. First of all, please pin it, then cut it out. The same thing we did at the back, we're going to do at the front. Leave your half inch allowance at the top and the bottom side, but do not leave any inches allowance at the sides. I've gone ahead to iron stay on them, and I also cut out my bias pieces, which is about 1 inch or 1.5 inch, but I used 1 inch for mine just like that. This is what I'll be using to add my boning channels. So for the back piece, I did the same thing too. Remember where we notch? This notching actually helped me to iron stay at the right side so that I don't get the wrong facings. So I went ahead to cut another small piece, which I'll be using as my eyelet holder. This is 3 inches on a fold. If you bring it out openly, it's going to be 6 inches. So I just used the same measurement of the back piece and I left about half inches allowance at both sides for folding. You're going to understand this with time. Since the bone I'll be using is half inch, I'm going to bring 1 inch boning channel just like that. So this is how I'm going to fix it. But before I do that, I'm going to get one of the back piece and I'm going to attach it to the front piece just the way I'm doing. Right side facing the right side, I'm going to stitch it down with half of an inch. Then I'm going to open press it just like that. Then I'm going to place it into two just the way I'm doing, and I'm going to iron it out so I can get the middle. After which I'm going to draw a straight line to signify that that is my needle. That is going to be our first boning channel. Then from that point I'm going to take my nipple to nipple measurement. If you can still remember how the pattern paper was, mine was 3.5, so I'm going to use 3.5 there, and I'm going to mark it down at both sides and draw a straight line. That's going to be our second boning channel. Our third boning channel is going to be at this point where we join together, just like that. That is the reason why we open pressed it. So when you're adding your boning channel, please ensure that it is actually opened while sewing. So this is how we're going to place the boning channel. I'm going to be using two methods actually. The first one is to fold it into two, then I'm going to sew it down like that, after which I'll add the boning channel and place it on top and sew it just like that. The second one is that I'm going to open it up, sew it down like that, then I'm going to add my boning channel so that I will fold it up just the way I'm doing and sew. But I actually prefer the first method, so that is what I'm going to be using. Very importantly, also note that we're going to leave half of an inch allowance at the top and the bottom for joining the lining, and we don't want the boning channel to disturb us while turning it over. So we're going to make it short by half of an inch at the top and half of an inch at the bottom. Just watch what I'm doing. Then to prevent the boning channels from disturbing you or choking you or causing discomfort, we're going to add sellotape to the body just like that. We're also going to add boning channels at the back. So how we're going to get the line is that we're going to measure from the back to the point where we joined it, and we're going to divide that measurement into two. Whatever we get, we're going to mark it out and we're going to draw a straight line. So I've gone ahead to create my boning channel. This is how neat it is looking. So I'm going to put you through briefly how to do it. I already went ahead to iron out the bias material I'll be using into two so that it can be easier for me. Then I placed it on the line and I'm going to make a straight stitch. It's not actually going to be up to ½ inch, just very tiny. So the next thing I'm going to do is to place my bone on it. First of all, I'm going to straighten it up, then I'm going to place my bone, then I'm going to top stitch on it just like that. Please, when doing this, do it very carefully so that you can achieve a straight stitch. This is actually on ×2, so please take your time and do it. So to flatten it up, I'm going to top stitch at the other end just like that. So this is the final result of what it looks like. Can you see the way I joined the side too, and the hip is already coming out? It's just that the measurement of the hip of this person is not really much. So do you see the way it is looking all neat? So we're going to join the lining piece to the main fabric just like that, front side facing the front side and the back facing the back. So I'm going to stitch the top side just the way you can see me describe. I'm going to stitch the top side. I'm also going to stitch the bottom side too, but in my own case, if you are doing just the corset, then you're going to stitch the bottom side too. Please ensure to pin it very well. We're not going to stitch that side because we want to add that eyelet holder. So this is what it looks like after I finish stitching it. Because I'm going to add a skirt material, I'm going to add something else to the bottom side. I'm not going to stitch that bottom, but please do stitch the bottom side if it is just this underbust corset you want to achieve. So in order to add the eyelet holder successfully without the lining flying from the material, we're going to join it together just like that. We're going to stitch it together. So to the eyelet holder, we're going to add our boning to it. So just where we'll be cutting the other boning channel using the other length, just like I did, we're going to cut it out just like that, and we're going to place it for one eyelet holder. We're going to be using 2 pieces just like that to be able to carry the holes of the eyelets. So the next thing we're going to do is to open it up, fold it like that, and sew with 1/2 inch just like that. After that, this is what we're going to have. Then we're going to turn it over, and this is what we're going to have. Then we're going to place the boning channel inside of it. So when we place the first one, we're going to stitch it straight. Then we're going to add the second one inside it, leave about 1 inch inside it. I hope you understand. Then I'm going to stitch it straight too. So this is what we have after doing that. So this is the way I stitched the first boning channel, and I stitched the other one. So just follow what I'm doing and you're going to get it right. The next thing is to join it to the main material. So to do that, I'm going to fold it just like I'm doing by 1/2 inch, and I'm going to use an iron to iron it out like that before I join it. So I'll place it inside very well so it can lap, then I'll give a straight stitch. After doing that, this is what I have, guys. Look at how neat it is looking from the front to the back. It is giving everything it should give. So please, if you are going to follow me on this journey of adding a skirt or a trouser to this band, so please just follow what I'm doing. Slightly cut it off like that, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So the last thing we're going to add is our eyelets. So it depends on you, the kind measurement you want. So for me, I'm using 1 inch at the top, 1.5 at the other side, and 1.5 at the other sides too. So the only part that's going to have 1 inch is at the first point. I'm going to use a hot scissors or a hot needle to puncture a hole in this. Please ensure that your hole is not bigger than the eyelet, just the way I'm doing it. This is because if it is too big, it is not going to lap well. So just follow what I'm doing. If it is too small, you can also do the same thing I'm doing. That is, I'm using the screwdriver to make the hole wider. So after passing it through the hole, we're going to place the other piece on it. Then we're going to take it over to the eyelet fixing machine. Every tailor must have this, but if you don't have it, you can actually go to another tailor and they're going to do it for you. You can have this type, and there's another smaller part type that is actually more affordable. So I'm going to place it on it. Please take note of the part that I am placing on it. If you don't use that particular part to place on it, it's not going to come out well. So please take note of that side that I'm placing on it. Then we're going to give it a slight press. So I went ahead to do the same thing for the other holes, and this is what we have. And this is the end of this tutorial for now. So I can't wait to take you guys through the journey of how I'm going to turn this wonderful piece into a very beautiful, unique gown with a tie. So please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can get notified whenever I drop videos like this. See you in my next video.